Toolsy, you should get a big Corvette collection.
I was planning on that if I won the Powerball.
Hi, welcome to SportsCenter with Jay and Dan. Your midterm election coverage, Wolf Blitzer standing by. Oh, no, we couldn't get Wolf.
Couldn't get Wolf.
He was busy. Hey, you know something that I noticed in the NHL?
What's that, Dan?
Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. You got plethora of games.
Yeah. Maybe you spread it out a little bit, NHL.
They don't seem to want to.
Well, luckily, it's Tuesday. Well, it's Wednesday now, but it was Tuesday. So we're going to tell you what happened on Tuesday.
What did Monday, Wednesday, and Friday do to the NHL?
Not really sure, Dan, but I do know that the Maple Leafs have not been great at home. They're averaging just 2 goals a game on home ice this season, lowest in the league, and they were hosting the Las Vegas Golden Knights. And Connor Brown was opening the scoring. That's right, Connor Brown. Leafs snap a skid of 5 straight home games without a goal in the first 2 periods. Mitch Marner, of course, is a Leaf that we admire, not just because he's a terrific hockey player, but because he's a wonderful actor. And here, he beats John Tavares. Marc-Andre Fleury with the save. Mitch Marner, let's cast him in the Littlest Hobo reboot. More from Tavares and Marner. In the second, Marner rips it home. 5th of the year. Toronto takes a 2-0 lead just 9 seconds into the second over the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Freddie Anderson coming off his first shutout of the season over the Pens on Saturday. Vegas power play. Brad Hunt. Stopped by Freddie, who's a Dane. His counterpart, Marc-Andre Fleury.
Go!
Playing in his 750th career game. Big stop on Andreas Johnson. Or Janssen, I should say. Johnson or Janssen. He's his son. 2-1 Leafs after 2. Eric Holla, watch the right leg here on this hit from Patty Marleau. Oh, not good. Holla had to be stretchered off.
Just a brutal result here.
Marleau feels guilt. Holla gives the wave to the Toronto crowd. Dying moments of regulation, still 2-1 Toronto. Leafs clinging to a 1-goal lead. Riley Smith, great opportunity. Freddie comes up big. He made 36 saves. Nazem Kadri would add an empty netter.
So the Ottawa Senators also back in action Tuesday night, less than 24 hours after a handful of Sens players regretted not taking a taxi. To recap, 7 Sens were caught on tape in an Uber in Phoenix griping about their team and a coach. The tape should never have been released. They were employees venting about work. They weren't drunk. They weren't rude to the driver. They were teammates talking about their team. Sens were taking on the Devils. Ottawa just 1 win in their last 7. Their penalty kill around 59% over that stretch. Sens down 2-0 early. Thomas Chabot fires past Corey Schneider. Chabot has points in 13 of 15 games this season. Less than a minute later, Matt Duchene, great pass to Mark Stone. That's his 100th career goal. Ties the game. Sens with a season-high 16 shots in the first. Second period. Stone sets up Colin White. Stone has 3 multi-point games in his last 4. Stoner, not done. Gord Miller on the call. Stone puts Ottawa up 2 with his 3rd point of the game. That chases Schneider. Hey, Schneider, you're done. You stink. Enter Keith Kincaid. Sends power play. Stone's pass is deflected. Puck goes off Sami Vatanen's face. White has his first career multi-goal game. Stone's 4th point. Ottawa with a 5-2 lead. Through 2. 3rd period. See? The Sens tweeted that out after that went off his face. The Sens account. I thought it was going to come in during the highlight. That's why.
We see you, Sens.
Ryan Dzingel on a 2-on-1 with Duchene. Dzingel shoots, scores his 6th. Stone matches his career high with 5 points. Craig Anderson makes a save, forced to leave the game with an undisclosed injury. Guy Boucher said it was precautionary, expects him to be fine. Sens get 5 points from Stone. They beat the Devils 7-3.
Habs and Rangers. Montreal coming off a shootout win against the Isles on Monday, 30 seconds in at MSG. Herdekar, call Thomas Tatar. His first goal in 10 games. Early second now, 1-1. Victor Yerba Mete jumps on the loose puck. Shot just wide. Philip Deneau spins, puts it on net, and again it's Tatar. He's up to 5 goals on the season, and Montreal is back in front. Friend of SportsCenter with Shane Dan, Max Domi. A goal in 3 straight games coming into this one. Montreal is on the man advantage. Brendan Gallagher will spot Domi. How is he left all alone in front? And what hands on the former London Knight. His 9th matches his entire goal output from last season. Over 2 to play in the second, tail end of a Blue Shirts power play. And Tony DeAngelo's point shot eludes Carey Price to cut Montreal's lead to 1. 8.5 minutes into the third, Kevin Hayes to Mark Stahl. Price makes the initial save, but Pavel Buchnevich will tie it at 3. But with under 3 minutes to go, it's 4-on-4. And Neil Pionk in his own end, coast to coast. Wow. Pionk with the game winner as the Rangers beat the Habs. While the Edmonton Oilers have had a much better start to this season, 2 key players are still underperforming. Milan Lucic, 1 goal this season after scoring just 2 in his final 56 games last season. And Ryan Strome, the guy Edmonton got for Jordan Eberle, no goals, no points since the beginning of the year. Edmonton continuing a little road trip in Tampa. Connie, second in the league with 22 points. Stamkos, 4 goals through his first 14 games, though the Lightning have had an excellent start to the season. First period. Stamkos. Wow! Unionville, Ontario, beating Mikko Koskinen 5th of the season. 3rd in his last 3 games. It's 1-0 for the home team. Soon after, McDavid around Anton Strawman. Beats Ty Ratty. How did that stay out? How did Andrei Vasilevsky stop this puck? As it turns out, he did it with his head, allowing us to use our popular SportsCenter with Shane Dan catchphrase, that's using your head, robbing Ty Ratty. Andrei Vasilevsky, second period, 2-0 Tampa, dying seconds of a 4-on-4. Here's Strome, and here's his first goal and point of the season. Snaps a 23-game goalless drought. And McDavid was actually in the penalty box, showing his support by rapping on the glass. Later, Tampa once again up a pair. It's Kucherov with an unbelievable lazy over the blocker of Koskinen. 4-1 Lightning, less than a minute into the third. Edmonton on the power play. This is a beautiful feed from Ty Ratty. And Draisaitl has 9 on the season. So he gets one back for Edmonton, but that is as close as the Oilers were get. Halfway through the third, Kucherov threw a ton of people. Kucherov and Stamkos each with 3-point nights. McDavid was held off the score sheet. That's a baby.
Canucks were in Detroit. Elias Pettersson playing without Brock Besser. Sidelined with a groin injury. First period, Pettersson. Watch him step into this. Oh, laser. And Pettersson is the youngest player in NHL history to begin his career with 10 goals in his first 10 games. It's very similar to Wayne Gretzky's iconic goal against Mike Vernon in 1988. Final seconds of the period, 2 players chasing Pettersson. He checks the time remaining on the Jumbotron. He was checking to see if he can deke or shoot. Realizes, okay, I better shoot this. The kid's smart. Canucks up 1 after 1. Overtime was needed. 2 minutes in. Pettersson leading the rush. Keeps, fires, crossbar. Rookie of the month for October at 5 shots on goal in the game. Under a minute to play in OT. Gustav Nyquist and Dylan Larkin. Give and go. Jacob Markstrom. What a stop. The best of his 28 on the night. They needed a shootout. Canucks down one. This is Pettersson's first ever attempt. That's right, John Shorthouse. First ever attempt. And no, it did not go well. Bo Horvat needs to score. Well, I remind you, whenever we say that, they never score. The Canucks' 3-game win streak comes to an end. Wings win at 3-2. Still to come. All rise for RJ. Mississauga's RJ Barrett makes his official Duke debut against some stacked competition. Stars and Jackets. Sergei Bobrovsky and Ben Bishop, incredible numbers against the opposing teams. 1.74 goals against average. First period, scramble in front of the Jackets net. Bobrovsky stretches across to Rob Jamil Smith with the pad. Columbus went in having lost 3 of their last 4. Bobrovsky's been struggling. Jackets up a man. Anthony Duclair walks in and beats Bishop through a screen. Evening, Bishop! How did that go in? Oh, went under his arm. Columbus has lost its last 5 straight meetings with the Stars. BJ is up 1-0 after 1. In the second, Artemi Panarin. He's the bread boy, right?
Breadman.
Oh, Breadman. Sets up Marcus Nudavara for the one-timer. Catches Bishop sliding the other way. 2-0 Jackets. Late Como and tight. Sergei Bobrovsky stops it. Bobrovsky stopped 27 of 28 shots, and he was your first star of the game. The best Canadian basketball player ever? Easy. Steve Nash. If he lives up to the hype, RJ Barrett may take that honor. Yes, that is a tall order, but Barrett, who's expected to be the first pick in the 2019 draft, has the tools to do it. By the way, if he goes number 1, he'll be the 3rd Canadian to be taken first overall. And Barrett is Steve Nash's godson?
That's right.
Taking on Kentucky, both teams began the season ranked in the top 5. NCAA basketball, it's back. Barrett didn't take long to get his first college basket off glass to himself. Barrett finds Zion Williamson. Williamson also projected as a top 3 pick, showing off some range for 3. Barrett goes behind his back, top layup, off another Kentucky turnover. Williamson. Watch this finish. Oh, yeah. Devils up 19. Barrett showing his outside touch. Spots up for 3. 20 points and 4 assists in the first half for the Mississauga, Ontario native. This one got ugly in the second half. Williamson just rips the ball away. Dishes to Barrett. Barrett finished with 33. Williamson, 28. It is Kentucky's worst loss in the John Calipari era as Duke wins by 34.
Wow. Coach Cal looked a little like you when you lost the Powerball.
You can catch RJ Barrett and the Blue Devils in action again Sunday against Army. Ooh.
Oh, that could. All due respect to the good men in the U.S. Army.
Yeah. They're sitting watching that game and saying, what have we done?
Maybe they just don't play.
Sorry, our bus is not working.
Okay, let's sit down over here, Dan, and talk some spurts. The Chicago Blackhawks have fired head coach and former TSN analyst Joel Quenneville. Quenneville, in his 11th season with Chicago, won 3 cups, missed the playoffs just once. That was last season. Quenneville was the longest tenured head coach of the NHL and has the 2nd most wins in Blackhawks history. Colin likes his ice mountain water, and he likes it cold.
Talk about a different face coming at you. Quenneville, he'd look at you and scare you to pieces. Colin, and you're like,
you our intern? He looks like one of our interns.
We don't have any interns.
Yeah, we're still waiting for interns, Tim. Joel Quenneville, one of 4 men in the expansion era to hoist at least 3 cups in one tenure, joining Glenn Sather, Al Arbour, and Scotty Bowman. Incredible.
And if he wants to work, he can get a job tomorrow.
I would say so, though he will be paid $6 million this year and $6 million next year. So if he doesn't want to work, he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Well, Toronto fans may see a familiar face on the mound next season. The Blue Jays have met with J-Happ's reps. They met with him on Tuesday, confirmed by TSN's Scott Mitchell. The lefty was traded from the Jays to the Yankees earlier this year. He is now a free agent. If he signed with Toronto, it would be Happ's third stint with the team. Dan, this is you brought up a pretty significant question, earlier. We actually rehearsed, if you could believe it. You asked if J-Happ had bought real estate in the city. And if he hadn't, he's really got to be kicking himself right now.
Yeah. Or bought partnership of a moving company. Oh, you again? Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones is sticking with Jason Garrett at least until the end of the season. Jones was asked Monday night after Dallas's loss to the Titans if he'd make an in-season coaching change, and he responded with a simple no. The boys were shut out in the second half of a 2014 loss to Tennessee and now sit third in the NFC East with a 3-5 record. Monday's loss to the Titans, their worst loss coming off a bye since Week 5 of 2004.
I have to tell you, Dan, I was shocked that Jason Garrett wasn't fired on Tuesday. Here's a great story coming to us from our producer, G-Bone. Monday, November the 9th, 2010, Wade Phillips is fired as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. The previous Friday, Jerry Jones was asked, will Wade Phillips be the Dallas Cowboys head coach for the remainder of the season? And he answered yes. So let's just say, Jason Garrett, don't get too comfy. According to the NFL Network, the Saints and Des Bryant are negotiating a deal. Both sides were happy with a workout on Tuesday. Bryant reportedly worked out alone, and then later in the day with six-time Pro Bowler Brandon Marshall, who's recently released by Seattle. Bryant would have a chance to face his old team, the Dallas Cowboys, November the 29th.
Cool.
Jerry World. Saints heading in to play Dallas.
Wonder who will be the coach.
Yeah, it's a great question, Dan. I wouldn't bet on Jason Garrett. Wonder if Coach Q will be coaching before the end of the season. James is right. He seems like the kind of guy.
They raise a
He
good
could
point,
coach the
though.
Cowboys.
It costs too much.
He could coach the Cowboys, though. Jerry can afford him.
Sure.
When we come back, no need to vote for the Jennies. We pick them for you. Well, Tim does. Some people are concerned about you on this show right now, Dan.
Why? What happened?
Hawks and Hornets. Miles Bridges misses the 3. Dwayne Dedman should have gotten out of the way there, Dan. Oh, my goodness. Miles Bridges.
Sergei Bobrovsky had a bounce-back game. Look at this save. He just had to play the Stars, team he owns. He literally does not own them.
He's at the top of the trade bait board, Dan. He's going. He's going somewhere. We don't know where. Andrei Vasilevsky, he's going nowhere. He's between the pipes for your Tampa Bay Lightning, and he's using his head to stop Ty Ratton.
Hawks Hornets, one of the dangers of sitting courtside. Ooh, this fan gets up close with Amari Spellman. It's more like Spillman.
Good one, Dan.
Vince Carter.
Carter.
Plays for the Hawks.
Can still dunk. Canucks Red Wings. Elias Pettersson. Deadspin had a little thing about him, so he's really made it.
Wizards Mavs, John Wall. Oh, he went behind his back.
That was nice.
Lays it in for 2.
Want to see this game winner again? Well, not if you're a Habs fan, but if you just like hockey, Neil Pionk. The spin move takes it through the neutral zone, around the defender, and tucks it past Carey Price for what would turn out to be the game-winning goal for the Blue Shirts.
And I'm told this looks fake, but it's real. This is Milwaukee Brewers prospect Antonio Pinheiro. Doesn't look fake at all. Not really. Okay. Guess
You disagree?
some people are amazed by things more than me.
You're a natural-born skeptic, though. It takes a lot to impress you.
You're watching SportsCenter with Jay and Dan.
And Brent, well,
Let's get it together.
hey.
Featuring Canada's most beloved sports anchor, Dan O'Toole.
And those election results are still pouring in, so we'll have to get those to you on the next show. You blew it. We pointed out our errors. Guess what?
Perfect. Got a little scab on your finger there.
All right.
No, the other
this
one. Ooh. You've been fighting some raccoons out in small town Ontario?
No, but I have been feeding squirrels by hand.
Well, that'll explain it then. I'm surprised your hand's not more mangled.
They're my friends.
Yeah, you're making friends with wildlife out there?
I got a lot of time on my hands.
Again, you understand why a lot of people on our crew are very concerned about you.
What? I'm being nice to... They're up close. They got issues. They're so squirrely, literally. Jay is headless.
Yeah, headless Jay.